Hi, this is Derek W. Truesdale with another YouTube uploading update. Here's what I want to do from now on. I want to kind of summarize the whole thing, everything we know about YouTube in these updates. Because I realize I have a lot of old videos and I don't want you to have to go through and watch every boring one of them and then figure out what still applies and what's outdated and all that silliness. Okay, I'm going to put a link there to my blog entry, which is going to be latest YouTube information, and I'll keep editing that so you know what's up to date. And if the title of this video or any of them says outdated in parentheses, you know, at the end of the title, then you'll want to go there and figure out what's more recent. So hopefully that'll help you save all the time of wading through a bunch of outdated stuff. And like I said, I want to keep you up to date here. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on with YouTube today. They've increased their technology, so all the videos, no matter what size or quality, you know, high quality and normal and all that stuff, they're using advanced video coding for the picture, which is, it's a good technology. It's the kind of stuff you'd find in H.264 MP4s and all that. And advanced audio codec, I think that's what the acronym is, and that's for the sound. That's basically the same kind of thing you'd have on your iPod. So it's like that Apple type of sound, and it's stereo for any version you pick now, and the video quality is better. I'm going to be talking a little bit about bitrate in this, and what that is like how much data your video sucks up. You know, how much of your hard drive would it take to store that video. That's basically what bitrate is. And here's where it's important with connection speed. Some people have a slower connection and they're not going to be able to keep up. So a lot of you guys, if you've ever gone and clicked on an HD video, you'll notice really quick that it takes forever for it to buffer and load and stuff because your connection speed can't keep up. And that's one of the reasons. There are still compatibility issues stemming from other things. But you've only got a certain amount of data on your internet connection, and if you go beyond that, then it's not going to work. You're going to have to wait for it to load. So that's the problem. But thanks to this improved technology, even the normal videos look way better. So with the same connection speed, you get more quality. Another thing I wanted to mention that, you know, a different direction I'm going with these videos is since we can now pretty much trust YouTube with our videos and they're not going to mangle them like they used to like a year or 2 years or more ago, since their quality is increased, like I said, you get more quality with the same connection speed. And, oh, I'm getting off track and repeating stuff. What I meant to say was, since we have that certain data rate to work with and the quality is improved, and since we can trust YouTube with our videos, I want to focus more on just helping you produce better quality videos, better looking, better sounding, and all that. And that information you could apply to DVDs or whatever video you're making. You know, it doesn't just have to be YouTube. So even when this stuff gets outdated, you'll still not be wasting all your time watching this channel. I hope. Okay, so here's what we have. We have normal quality and high quality. That's in the normal YouTube player, and you guys know what it is. If you go to youtube.com and watch a video, you'll notice that they're widescreen now, and there's this normal player size. It has a certain amount of pixels across, a certain amount of pixels tall, and that's normal or high quality. When you click on an HQ button, for some videos they provide it and stuff, you will, like it sounds, get a higher quality video, but within the same player. You know, some of the settings will be tweaked and it'll be a little better, but it's still the same size. That's normal and HQ for high quality. Now, there's also high definition, HD. That's another different button than HQ, and that brings up a whole new player that takes up more of your screen and stuff. And even if you push the watch in full screen button, it still looks pretty darn good because of these increases and stuff. So those are the three basic types. How does YouTube determine it? Well, with the first two, normal and high quality, it actually looks at the content of your video, you know, how well it compresses. Now, compression, I'm going to be getting into that in future videos and stuff. But like I said, when you have a bit rate that you're working with, their compression tries to get the file size down to that bit rate. And some videos, because of different settings or how you filmed them and stuff, will be more compressible, which means you can shrink them down more without the quality looking atrocious. So there are things you can do to make your video more compressible. And basically, the more compressible, let's talk about normal quality first. The more compressible your video is, the sharper and more detailed it's going to look. Because here's what they do. All right, like I said, this player has a certain amount of pixels across and tall. It's 640 pixels. Pixels, that's like, get real close to your monitor and look at those little dots. Those are the pixels. 640 across to 360 tall. That's the player size. If your video is very compressible, doesn't take a lot of space, it's real easy to do that, it's going to be very sharp, and they'll make a video that exact size, which will look fantastic. In most cases, I guess there are exceptions. But if your video moves around a lot and it's not as compressible, which sometimes is unavoidable, what they do is they actually make a smaller video size than this player and then scale it up. So obviously you're losing a little detail because of the resizing process. But here's what would happen. If you take that low internet connection speed data rate, that bandwidth, and you try to show a video with the whole size of the player, there are a lot of yucky things that can happen. It can look real blocky and stuff, and it won't handle the motion as good. So it's actually a pretty good compromise to make a smaller video that is more smooth and crisp without the obvious ugliness that you would get that way. So like I said, scale it down, make a little higher quality video, but it won't be as sharp when it's resized back up. But you avoid a lot of those nasty problems. So that's what they do there. Based on how your video looks and sounds and everything, they process that. That's normal quality. How do you get high quality? Well, high quality is kind of a special case for the videos that are not compressible, and they take a whole lot of that bandwidth up, and YouTube, creates the video, and they're like, whoa, this high quality version is way different than the normal quality version. And then they provide you the link. If you wanted to do this on purpose, you just break the rules that you would normally follow for compression. Don't use a tripod like I am. Pretend you work for MTV. Wave the camera around. Go outside this time of year when there aren't leaves on the trees and have the branches swing and the winds. That stuff, that kind of detail stuff just doesn't compress well. I actually did a video where I showed how to make a high quality video, and you'll see me, it's like, I'm running down the street and everything. And that's basically what you have to do to get high quality now. There's not really a magic tweak that you can do because they're going from content, to make that decision. So, different sizes and stuff. And, the one last thing, hopefully I'll say about normal and high quality is the sound. In normal quality is it's that Apple AAC kind of sound, that you would have on your iPod, except it's 64 kilobits a second for normal, which is not so impressive, and the sampling rate is half that of that you would get on your CD player and stuff. So it's not quite as good, but it's still improved, I think, compared to what they had before. High quality and high definition are the ones where they increase that. They make the sampling rate the same as it would be on a compact disc or a compacted disc. This new technology is wonderful, isn't it? And so it'll sound better. So music guys, you're probably going to want to shoot for either high quality or high definition, which there are some tips and tricks to force that to happen. All right, let's talk about high definition. Remember, there are compatibility problems, but it's a bigger player size. There's basically the one thing you can do to make sure your video gets high definition is to upload a video that is 1280 by 720. So 1280 across, 720 tall. That's the size you want to use. And in most cases, it'll go HD. There are a couple exceptions. Read the blog stuff for more details on, if you have to tweak a couple settings to make sure your video gets in HD. But it is more tweakable than the high quality one is, because like I said, the only way to get high quality is to wave the camera around and all that stuff. But high definition, at least you have some more choices, which are annoying to do. It takes a lot of extra work, but you'll get the little HD button. So that's another thing. All right, so normal quality, sound isn't so hot. High quality and HD, it sounds better. Normal and high quality, you get a whole bunch of different sizes and stuff based on how your video is, and then high quality. So how long is that summary? Oh man, boy, I spent like 10 minutes on that. All right, let's get to some recommendations, and then I promise we'll be done. Okay, if you are an audio guy and you want the best possible sound, This is from the YouTube Help Center. This is optimizing your video uploads. And they recommend MP3 and AAC for the sound. Which, you know, I don't know. I don't really recommend MP3 if you want to go for the best quality sound. And the reason is, when you convert to an MP3, it throws away quality. It doesn't sound as good. And, which, I mean, sometimes that's okay, but then YouTube is going to take that lower quality thing and then convert it again, and you're going to lose even more quality. So it's kind of, I would advise against using MP3 for that. Ideally, you'd want to use uncompressed sound if that's an option, but if you're making an MP4 video, not every program allows you to do that option. So one thing you can use under AAC is Apple Lossless Codec. And like it sounds, it's lossless. You don't lose any information, so it'll still sound great by the time YouTube gets their hands on it. And then they can wreck it a little, but it'll sound better than if you did an MP3 or whatever. So, like I said, try to get the best possible sound there. And as far as keeping it compressible, I'm going to be doing a different video on that, so stay tuned for making your video more compressible. That's another thing that can help you get sharper quality and stuff. And what else? There's one. Oh, here we go. This will be fun to talk about, guys. Pixel aspect ratio. Oh boy, I bet you woke up this morning hoping you'd be learning about that. Let me briefly try to explain that. Like I said, get real close to your monitor. Those are the pixels. Here's the thing. On the computer, those pixels are just as wide as they are tall. They're square pixels. So a 200 by 200 image would be a square, you know. But this would be too simple on the television world. TV pixels are a little bit thinner. So, for example, a lot of you might know that a DVD is 720 by 480, typically. You know, that's what a DVD is. But if you were to watch that same ratio on your computer, I'll get into that a little bit, but basically the same shape. If it was the same shape on your computer, then it would actually be 640 by 480. Wait, now hold on. The same amount of space across on TV is 720, but on a computer it's 640? Well, that's, like I said, the TV pixels are thinner. Let's imagine that row of pixels is a bunch of people standing, you know, arm to arm right next to each other in a row. On the computer, they're fat people. They're just as wide as they are tall. But on TV, they're a little bit thinner. So you can fit more of those people in there. Well, the reason I bring this up is YouTube wants square pixels. They do not handle TV pixels well. Let me show you an example. This is a video I saw the other day of Rush Limbaugh on CNN. Now, do you notice anything weird about it? Well, I'll give you a hint. If you are familiar with every square inch of Rush Limbaugh's glorious naked body, you would realize that he looks a little bit fatter in this video than he should, you know, like in real life. And that's because the person who uploaded this probably uploaded it in 720 by 480, which I do not advise. Now, through the wonders of technology, here is what Rush Limbaugh would look like if they had uploaded it in 640 by 480, a size that I do recommend. And you notice that he's a little bit thinner. So there's a tip for you guys. If you do not want to look fat, upload square pixels, which means use 640 by 480 if you've got your TV size footage, not widescreen. For widescreen, you know, high definition, you want 1280 by 720, like I said, so that'll take care of that. And, you know, if you want just a normal video, like 640 by 360 would be a good size. But that stuff's in the blog. You don't have to remember every single thing. I just want you to understand the concept of that. And hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. And even if I did, you probably picked up at least one thing that you didn't know before. So hopefully I've helped in some way. And, yeah, isn't that great? A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Derek W. Truesdale, making the world more dangerous, one fact at a time. Okay, I guess anything else, I'll put it up in the blog. And so, you know, stay tuned on some more tips. And I might even go into aspect ratios in more detail if you stay tuned, huh? So you want to make sure you're extra good for that stuff. Yeah. Derek W. Truesdale. See you next time.